Hello guys and welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. What a weekend of football for Arsenal. We managed to win our game and a couple of other results going our way, which we'll talk about. And also today we had the round of 16 draw for the Champions League. We'll be talking about who Arsenal drew and what the rest of the round of 16 is looking like, and how we feel about it. Well, how I feel about it, should I say. But yeah, let's go into the Brighton game first of all. Sunday, we played Brighton in the Premier League, and we managed to finally beat our bogey team at home 2-0 in a game where Arsenal completely dominated the game. To be honest, it was a really good performance. If you saw my pre-match video, I did call for, I said I wanted a dominant and professional performance from Arsenal and a 2-0 win, and thankfully that is exactly what I got. Goals from Jesus and Havertz in the second half managed to get us the 3 points. And, on the score, 2-0 probably doesn't do justice to what it really should have been. We were very dominant from minute off. We pressed them so well, so aggressively, created chances, but we just didn't really have our shooting boots on, and we couldn't seem to find, either that right pass at the end or just the conviction to manage to find it past the keeper and put us a goal up early. But we kept probing, we kept going, and Brighton are such a good team. They keep the ball well, they build up well, but they just couldn't really get near Arsenal today. Yesterday. And, even the Zerbi come out and said that they're not used to suffering like that, and they really did suffer. They only really had one big chance in the game that did come in the second half through Pascal Gross when Arsenal were 1-0 up at the time. And if he scores that, it was around the 81st, 82nd minute. If he scores that, we could be talking about a completely different thing. And that's, the only negative I would have from Arsenal's performance yesterday is the fact that we didn't put the game to bed earlier. It took until the 87th minute when Kai Havertz scored the second goal for the game, for everyone to feel comfortable, and that the 3 points were 100%, staying with us. And, you look at last week when we lost to Aston Villa. The reason why we lost because we didn't finish our chances, and we could have dropped points in this game because we're not putting teams away. So it's the only negative I would have, because we created more than enough opportunities to do so. I mean, Martin Odegaard was absolutely amazing on the day. He led the press so well. His passing was good. He was getting in positions to hit shots off quite frequently, but he just didn't quite have his shooting boots on to finish it. Saka was beating James Milner with absolute ease time and time again, getting balls into the box, getting shots off, but again, just not quite enough conviction behind anything. Same with Jesus, same with Havertz, same with Martinelli. We just could not seem to get in front. But then for all of our nice play, we managed to open the scoring through a corner in the second half around about the 53rd minute. Gabriel Jesus, Saka puts the ball in from the right-hand side, flicks off Brighton's defender, and Jesus is free at the back stick to head it into an open goal. And that's, that is another positive, our set pieces. When there are times when you are struggling to break a team down and maybe it's just not quite happening for you on a day in an attacking sense, if you're a good team who's solid on set pieces, you can always nick a goal through a set piece and win a game 1-0 if you're solid defensively. And that's pretty much how Arsenal played it. We were absolutely dominant, couldn't quite find our way through, and it took a set piece to find our way through. But after that, again, we could have taken the game away from them, 2 or 3 times. There was another time after the goal when Martinelli goes down the left and puts a good crossing on his left foot. Kai Havertz should really score. Another time when we break and Odegaard just going round about 3 defenders and he just keeps going and shoots. Probably should do better there, And there's a couple of other times where we should have really done better and put the game away. But overall, nothing to moan about, really. It was a very dominant performance. And like I said, to a team like Brighton, that is really saying something, because they tend to always cause teams problems, and I wouldn't really say that they did cause us a problem. The only thing that may have caused us a problem is us not finishing our chances and putting the game away earlier, which then obviously gives them always a chance to get back into it. And if Pascal Gross, like I said earlier, does score, then we might be talking about something different. But I just want to talk about quickly Declan Rice and Martin Odegaard, because I thought that those two were absolutely incredible on the day. you know, basically in the roles that they're playing in the midfield, they both played it absolutely perfectly. First of all, on Rice, I mean, the guy's just an absolute machine. You know, he was so influential to us pressing high as well. We're nicking the ball off them in dangerous areas where we should have done better on a number of occasions. But it's the fact he gets there and he wins it so cleanly. He very rarely gives away fouls. He very rarely gets booked. He's just a ball-winning machine. He is so good. And his passing's quite underrated. I think people don't give him credit enough for his passing. And yeah, you know, some people say, oh, he never passes forward. Well, he does. 100% he does. But he's so good at winning it back and keeping it and moving it quicker. When he does pass it out, he does it with zip. You know, he don't just, you know, gently pass it out and slow the play down. He zips it out there. And in one point in the second half, when I think he won the ball back and played a 1-2 with Zinchenko maybe, skipped past his man like he weren't there, started going down the wing like a seasoned fucking winger. You know, goes to chop in on his right, then chops back on his left, and it's a lovely shot. And the keeper makes a good save. He can just do everything. He is so good. And if we go on to do anything big this season, whether that's win the league or the Champions League, Declan Rice is going to be absolutely massive for us in doing that. And, you know, 105 million at the time, I thought was too much money. I thought, fucking hell, we are getting rinsed by West Ham here. But now it looks cheap. I know that's what everyone says, and you know, it goes to show how good a player is when he's 105 million and no one's talking about it. He's just fantastic. And then Martin Odegaard, I thought had a pretty perfect performance as well. He worked so hard. He led the press so well. When we start pressing, it normally comes from Odegaard being the first man there, and he leads it so well, so aggressively. He was amazing on the ball. He was running back and winning the ball when they were countering. Some of the passes he played, I mean, that pass he played to Saka in the first half, if you haven't seen it, with the outside of the boot, you know, to put Saka through, and then Saka squares it to Martinelli. Martinelli should score. He done everything, Odegaard, but get a goal or an assist, which I think will be something he's frustrated by. But overall, he was amazing, and it reminded me of Odegaard of last season, and long may it continue, and hopefully his form stays up there. But yeah, just going to go into my player ratings. David Raya didn't have much to do in what he did do. He done fine. His distribution was okay. Missed a few passes, but what keeper won't? I'm going to give him a 6, which might seem a bit harsh, but he didn't really have much to do for me to judge him, for me to rate him higher. But he kept a clean sheet, and that's the most important thing. And yeah, I think overall he was more than fine. Yes, I'm going to give Raya a 6. Ben White, seen a lot of people ripping into Ben White, acting like he played poorly and he didn't. Matoma, one of the best wingers in the league, probably got past him two, maybe 3 times. He got an early booking that I think was a bit harsh, which, you know, then restricts him from the rest of the game to being able to, you know, really go in heavy on the tackles. But overall, I thought he was fine. And, you know, there's rumours coming out now that he's been playing through an injury, because people are getting on his back saying he needs to be replaced when Tommy's back and Timber and all this rubbish. I think people are forgetting that, you know, he started the season well. He was fine. He was, you know, constantly a 7 or 8 every game. He was perfectly fine. And the last few weeks, he's been struggling a bit, probably for the first time in his Arsenal career, I'd say, where he's, you know, going through a little bit of a dip, and apparently he's carrying a knock. And people, you know, getting onto him, I think is absolutely ridiculous. I think he is a top player. He's very important to the squad, can play right back, centre back. And he's someone that, if we're going to do anything this year, will be important to it, 100%. And I don't think he played badly yesterday. I thought he done fine. I thought him, Saka and Odegaard was getting their triangle moving a bit again. Didn't quite click like it did last season, but there was definitely, definitely signs of it potentially coming back. And I think he played fine. I want to give him a 7. Zinchenko, I'll probably give a 7 as well. I thought he played some nice passes, similar to what Zinchenko always does. Played some lovely passes to break lines. Gives a couple of, you know, loose ones away, but overall I thought he was fine. I'll give him a 7. Saliba and Gabriel I thought were very dominant, both very good on the ball. Pocketed Ferguson, who's obviously a very good young striker. Didn't give anything away. You know, the couple of shots Brighton did have on target were nothing shots. You know, they were just dominant and brilliant. I'll give them both an 8. Declan Rice, already spoke about him. Absolute mountain of a man. I'll give him a 9. Kai Havertz, I thought, had a good performance again. Not necessarily outstanding, but, you know, he scored the goal to finish the game with a nice finish. Overall, he put himself about. you know, I think we need to accept that Kai Havertz won't do much in our build up and everything like that, and he might not be on the ball the most in the team, but I think he's going to be the man to, you know, the man looking to get on the end of things, make runs into the box, and you know, score goals, win the flick-ons and tackles and stuff. And I think he's starting to do it well, and I think he's starting to really grow in an Arsenal shirt. So I want to give him an 8. Martin Odegaard, I thought, was man of the match, just edging Declan Rice for me personally, but very, very close between them. I'll give him a 9 as well. Saka and Martinelli, I'll give them both a 7. I thought they were both, you know, good. They were beating their fullbacks easily, were creating chances, did have chances to score. The only thing missing was a goal or an assist for both of them. And I'm sure both of them will be quite frustrated with that because they definitely had the chances to do so. And then Gabriel Jesus, you know, because he scored, I'll probably give him an 8 because he'd done pretty much very similar to Saka and Martinelli. Done everything he normally does, but this time he managed to score and get us the opening goal. I thought he was good. His link up was good. He was coming deep, and, you know, the way he done dunk in the second half when he come deep, chested it and then flicked it over him was just good to see. And good to see him getting in positions to score goals, but he does need to stay up there a bit more. But yeah, overall a very good performance from Gabriel Jesus and Arsenal. And yeah, that now puts us top of the tree, for now anyway. After Liverpool dropped points and so did City. I mean, we'll quickly touch upon them. City must feel like a loss to the team and the fans. They were 2-0 up, cruising against Crystal Palace at home, and somehow, you know, managed to throw the game away. And Palace come back and got it to a 2-2 draw, and that now gives us a 5-point gap ahead of City, which, you know, long way to go. But, you know, like I've always said, I'd rather have a 5-point gap ahead of them at any time of the season than be trying to chase that 5-point gap at any point of the season. And Liverpool went into a game that everyone thought Liverpool were going to batter Manchester United at Anfield, and Liverpool were poor, to be honest, and ended up drawing 0-0. And United probably had the better of the chances. So yeah, I hope Liverpool play like that on Saturday when we play them, but I doubt it very much. And we will talk more about Liverpool in the pre-match video later on in the week. But yeah, so overall, good weekend for Arsenal. Unfortunately, Villa won, and that puts them a point behind us as well. Can't leave out Villa at the minute, as much as I can't see them competing for the title, and I'm sure most of their fans don't, but they are doing really well at the moment. And yeah, fair play to them. They could very well be top by Christmas, but yeah, we'll talk about that later on in the week. And yeah, just quickly going to the round of 16. Arsenal was in the Champions League draw for the round of 16 today, and we drew Porto. And to be honest, it couldn't have gone much better for Arsenal in terms of the draw. I'm sure Porto and Copenhagen would have been two teams most fans were looking at for a favourable draw and giving us the best possible chance to get into the quarterfinals. And yeah, like I said, kind of got much better. I can't really complain. Manchester City, the other English team in the competition, got Copenhagen as well. So, you know, they're going to be buzzing with that. I was so hoping that they would draw like a Napoli or an Inter or something like that to make it as hard as possible. But yeah, good draw for Arsenal. Not really much more to say about it. One, you'd fancy us to go through to the quarters, and then we'll see who we take. You know, obviously we have to do it and we have to play well to beat them. But one you would fancy, and definitely, you know, something positive, and hopefully we can come Feb have some of our players back, you know, like Partey, Tomiyasu. There's rumours that Timber could be back a lot sooner than people first thought. Personally, I don't see it happening. I don't see him back until March, maybe April. I don't think we'll see Timber playing properly and anywhere near his best or competing for a first 11 spot until next season, personally. But we'll see. Hopefully I'm wrong, because obviously I want a fully fit squad as soon as possible. But yeah, you'd like to think when them games do come in February and March, that we should hopefully get the job done. Hopefully be in a healthy position in the Premier League. Hopefully get through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, and hopefully still be in the FA Cup. But let's see, a lot of football to be played until then. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I will be doing a Liverpool preview at some point later on in the week, as we have a massive game against Liverpool on Saturday, and it's going to be one we need to talk about. But yeah, thank you for watching. Please do like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on the Brighton game. if there was anything you think you think was worth talking about that I didn't mention, and what your reaction is to the round of 16 draw. Could it have got any better for Arsenal? I personally think not. But yeah, please do like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you. Bye bye.